Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Matthew Boyle here, and this is Legendary Language Learner. We are on a mission to make your language learning process truly magical and truly unforgettable with fantasy-themed stories and games, and now online gaming groups. If that sounds interesting to you, I want to welcome you to like and subscribe to this channel so you won't miss the new videos that are coming out. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about three common weaknesses or vulnerabilities in your language learning game, and how we can transform those or change those into a chain of stepping stones that can actually make a difference to our progress and to our results. Now, trigger warning, I want to frame this video in terms of your weaknesses. I want to point your weaknesses out. I don't want to shy away from them. Sometimes we need to call a weakness, and we need to focus on it and work hard on it until it goes away, until it's absolved and we've turned it into a strength. So let's get into these three weaknesses. So the first one, okay, might sound a little bit dry, but we have to talk about it. It's really important, and that has to do with planning and habit tracking. So I've been really surprised recently when I talk to customers and students and fans that they don't have their plans optimized for the summer holiday yet. A lot of people tend to start planning what they want to do with all that free time after it has already begun. And that type of behavior is as far from me now as you could imagine, because the way that I tend to run my life now is always thinking 2 steps ahead and always optimizing and planning for future scenarios so that I can maximize my time and maximize my productivity. So, and that comes through practice, that comes through reflection, that comes through habit tracking. Now, I'm not going to show you them today because some of my habits and goals that I track, they're a little bit personal to me, so I don't really want to show them on camera. But over there on my bookshelf, I have habit tracker sheets, and I've been tracking my habits for, I think, about 3 years now. And do I hit all of my habits all the time? Do I succeed to do all of my habits and achieve all of my goals all of the time? No, I don't. But the point is that by insisting to track my habits daily and reflect upon them, I'm learning a lot about myself, and I learn about the conditions under which I might fail to achieve my habit for that day, for that time. And I learn the conditions under which my habits tend to be carried out more smoothly. So this is a way, to have a record or to quantify what you're doing. That's data that you can analyze and reflect on and do better. If you're not doing that, you're kind of adrift at sea. Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you strike it rich, you make it big, but you don't have any way to go back and reflect on how did that happen. So I'm going to give you a really simple tactic today. If you're not planning your time, if you're not tracking habits, if you don't have goals set up, you need to start doing that. And a really simple way to do it would be to add 5 minutes daily to whatever you're doing and start to track that. And some of you might say, well, there's not a single habit that I'm doing every day. I'm not learning languages every day. Okay, let's make it 5 minutes a day then. And it can be something really simple. Just make a chart on a sheet. All you need is a Word document. That's what I did. I just made a table on a Word document with my top 5 goals. Keep it simple. Top 3, top 5 goals. And I put 31 days, numbered days on the other side. And every day I just check off whether I'm doing it or not. I have a margin on the side where I can write in a few little notes if something interesting happened. So the first thing you got to do is think ahead. Stop wasting time. Realize that you need to invest some time and energy into proper planning, time management, goal setting, habit tracking. That is a kind of meta skill that you can apply to language learning, but also every other field of your life. The second weakness that a lot of people have, again, I'm not immune from this kind of thing too, so I include myself in this, but we are too pleasure seeking. Our minds are too attached to superficial things. And I think that's because in many ways, entertainment has become more accessible and more amazing than ever before. Every night, after work, after dinner, we can turn on our device, our smartphone or our computer, and look at all the options we have. Free, high quality, entertaining options that are tailored to us by the algorithm. And this is very, very dangerous because when we do this for hours every evening, this is going to steal away our future. This is going to steal away our highest dreams. And one of the saddest things that I see is how hooked young children are to these devices when they're already, they're so young and they're already hooked. So what's their future going to be like for them? Are they going to be mindless automatons who never achieved their own personal dream, who don't lead a purpose-driven, meaningful life? And the only way to counteract that is for people like you and me to lead the way and to not be so addicted to the superficial pursuits. So I want to give you, I want to be very tactical here. I want to give you advice for what you can actually do. What you can do, and this is something that I'm actively practicing right now and I really like it, is, for example, in the evenings, before you watch entertaining shows, train yourself to watch something educational, something that's going to build you up first, and then reward yourself by watching the entertaining TV show, whatever TV show you like on Netflix or YouTube or whatever. So have your favorite language learning channel on the ready, or have your favorite educational channel or book on the ready. I guess it doesn't even have to be a video on YouTube or Netflix. Maybe you have a book that you're meaning to read or study. Whatever the educational thing is, do that first. I like to teach people to exploit the evenings, quote unquote. Exploit the evenings. Become a sunset student. Realize that you easily have 1 to 2 good hours every night before you go to sleep that you can put towards growing yourself. And if you grow yourself and you improve yourself, you're going to be in a better position to lift up the people around you that you truly care about. If you don't do that in the evenings, it's an indicator that you don't truly care about your friends and family. You can't just lay on the sofa and binge watch stuff. That's not good for you. That's not good for the people around you. You're teaching the other people around you that it's okay for them also to not pursue their highest level of existence. It's okay for them to not pursue their best life. Okay, and the third issue today that I want to talk about is that we stay too much in our comfort zone and we play it safe. We operate only in the spheres where people are going to cater to our weaknesses and accommodate our weaknesses rather than say, hey, this is something you need to work on. Let me help you. Let me show you the way to strengthen this area. So a very easy example I could give you, because I'm pretty active on Twitter these days, is that there's a lot of people, for example, on Twitter, but also social media. I mean, if people are on social media and they're active there, that could be potentially a step in the right direction, because the very first stage, I think, of a comfort zone is people are over-intellectualizing their pursuit, for example, of foreign languages. And when they over-intellectualize it, when it's too academic, when it's too much in the books, when it's too much in the library or in the bedroom, then it's very possible that they're not going to be applying it and they're not going to be using it in real life contexts. So probably the next step up from that is becoming a little more active on social media, trying to make friends, encourage each other, share advice, but that too can become the next barrier or the next limiting factor when you're just associating with other people anonymously online. And I want to help you guys to take the next step to become more extroverted, to be willing to share photos and videos of yourself, to be able to meet other people online, to actually talk to people in a real life scenario. This is particularly important with language learning too, because language learning is something that's really meant to be used. And if you're not actively speaking with others, if you're not experiencing the language as it is alive, growing, changing between two people, then you're going to be missing out on a whole lot of what language learning is all about. It's not just book work, it's not just academic. Now, for some people, that's what it is, that's what they're in it for, that's what they like. But I think a lot of us, what we want is to be active with it. We want to use it to speak to other people and make new friends in real life scenarios, but we don't practice in a way that's going to get us there. So again, our practice, we're allowing ourselves to be too introverted with it, too academic with it. We're giving in to our shyness and our introversion, and we're studying all these languages somewhere in the corner of a room, and we're not putting ourselves out there. So let me describe these 3 issues again and show you how neatly they dovetail. Let me show you how perfectly they become stepping stones, or like rungs on a ladder to your next level. The first thing we're going to do is learn how to plan our time wisely and install some habits. You need to have a weekly schedule that works for you, that you can track, that you can quantify, and you need to start small. Once you have that in place and it's going well, it's going to be a little easier to tackle the second issue, which is avoiding superficial pleasures, avoiding entertainment. If you want to become a leader and a teacher and a speaker, if you want to be more extroverted, then you need to be someone who chases education, not entertainment. Someone who can do deep work and not give in to distraction. So if you have a plan and if you're tracking your habits, it's easier to move your mind into the deeper waters, especially in the evenings when willpower is weak, and educate yourself and improve yourself. And then once you're doing that, this is going to start to snowball to the point where you want to put yourself to the test. You want to enter the arena, and you want to actively practice your skills in a real life context. So that is the final step, step number 3. Be willing to put yourself into your discomfort zone, because that's the only place where the real growth occurs. Real growth doesn't occur when things are easy. It's just like when you want to build muscles at the gym. The muscle growth occurs because you're doing something difficult and you're breaking down and you're rebuilding. So we have to do the same things mentally, intellectually, socially, psychologically. We have to stress ourselves in the right scenarios. Obviously, we don't want to go too far and have a total breakdown, but we have to engage in something that makes us sweat a little bit, socially, psychologically, mentally, and then realize, hey, that wasn't too bad. I think I can do that again. And I think the reason why you want to put yourself through that, you may be wondering, why should I do that? What's the payoff? Well, it's not about you. This is the thing. I want to help you to get stronger and braver, because I want you to be able to digest those skills, digest how you did that, and then be able to package that in a way that's going to help others and be able to push that ability out. That helpful advice, that content that you can make could be of so much benefit to the people that are in your circles. So ultimately, I want to help you realize that pathway of a purpose-driven life, to self-transcendence, to self-actualization, but ultimately to others' actualization. That's what we are aiming for. That's what really leads us to a meaningful life. And finally, just to add before I close here today, I am running online gaming groups. Especially this summer, I want to focus on doing more when people tend to be more free. And I do believe that the online gaming groups we are running can help you with these 3 issues, because we're doing them on a weekly basis, so you can tie that into your habit tracking and your time management and planning. And it is obviously, it is edutainment. It's not exactly pure education. It's not pure, academic work. And it's also not pure entertainment or superficial waste of time. It's somewhere in the middle. So this could help you to learn to love learning. And again, to tie it back into the third issue, it could help you to move into your discomfort zone a little bit because you're going to enter into an online gaming room with complete strangers. Now, these people are positive, constructive, fun-loving individuals. So, you have that working to your advantage if you're feeling a little bit more shy. These are people who can lift you up. We're putting together the best people to do this. So if you've never been in an online room before, if you've never gamed online before, try it with us. This is also new for us. We're learning together. And you can check out the online gaming schedule at languagecardgames.com. I've also recently started a subscription program. So if you're willing to pay $20 a month, I can give you prioritized seating, and you can attend as many gaming events as you want each month. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope this helps. Don't avoid your weaknesses. Stare down your weaknesses. Reflect on your weaknesses. See what you can do to change them, because if you pay the price, if you work on that, it's your friends and family, the people you care about most, and even strangers who are going to benefit from that. So you become a model, you become a leader in this world, you become a light in this world that needs more leaders, a world that needs people who want to be more constructive and more positive. Together we can do great things. All right, I'll see you back here next time at Legendary Language Learner. Bye-bye for now.